petitioners, that the respondent will request her son, what's his name?
Nilab Chaudhary, Major Nilab Chaudhary.
Major Nilab Chaudhary, to also participate in the mediation proceedings.
Please.
Let's stop. List after the report of mediation is received.
Please, Your
Highly
Lordships.
obliged.
Highly grateful, Your Lordships.
Our party shall appear before the mediation center, say, next Tuesday at...
Your Lordships, there was a request, if a Saturday can be fixed, Your Lordships.
Well, like Saturday week, not this Saturday, but the following
Please,
Saturday.
please,
So you can take leave also.
Please,
Where is it
Lordship.
posted right now?
Millard's Chandigarh, he's there.
Then you can come on a Saturday, no problem.
Please.
At 11 o'clock?
Please, Your Lordships.
Highly obliged, Milord.
Grateful, Your Lordships.
My lords, in this case, petitioner wife is seeking transfer of divorce petition pending before Dwarka Court, Delhi to
There's a
family.
5-year-old child here.
One maintenance case is already pending there.
Lordship, in this matter, actually matter is little complicated. I am married to her. Her brother is married to my sister. So he has deserted me and her brother has deserted to my sister. And my sister and her son is living with me. And this complication is going on since 14 years. So I think if it is referred to mediation center, that can be resolved.
Is it possible to have some sort of mediated solution?
My lords, mediation is already
Since
pending
last
before
14 years, we have not
family court
communicated.
Darbhanga mediation is going on and it is scheduled for 10th of September, my lords. Let the
To Darbhanga.
yes, ma'am.
Lordship,
We'll say that in the main matter, you can appear through video conferencing so that we'll give you that facility, and mediation is also
but
going
once,
to Darbhanga.
if mediation is tried here, so we can seek possibility of some.
It's already going on at Darbhanga. Let parties do that there. Why? She has a small 5-year-old child also.
Yes, but
Minor
Lordship, I am taking
girl child, minor girl child.
girl, she's 16-year-old.
15
16,
years old, 15.
15-year-old.
Even still says
15-year-old.
The mother.
I have to take care of my sister and her son also.
Like we'll transfer it. Shall I?
Virtually.
much obliged.
Through VC. I will appear through VC.
Yes, CC ka order.
Let's transfer petition by the wife, my lads, from Coimbatore to Yellore in Andhra Pradesh.
There's a 3.5-year-old son
Yes.
also. I think this we can transfer. We'll transfer this.
I'm
Nobody's on the other side.
Lords, I'm appearing for petitioner, my lords. I'm seeking transfer from Palghar, Maharashtra to Ajamgarh, Uttar Pradesh. My lords, service is complete, my lords. No one is here.
He is also not
Yes, my lords.
here. But you know, interestingly, you filed the petition.
Yes, my lords.
in
That
Palghar.
time she was there, my lords, but now she is permanently settled to Uttar Pradesh, my lords. That is why.
Kaddo transfer and permission to the respondent to appear virtually.
Obliged, my lord.
Please, ma'am.
My lords, I am for the petitioner wife. I am seeking transfer merit to Roorkee, district Haridwar state,
Only 80 kilometers.
80 kilometers. She is 25-year lady and unemployed. He is poor lady. Now she is
22
residing last
petition.
2 years with his parents in Roorkee.
Council, it's a 22 petition. What is the stage of the matter?
Sorry,
It's a 22 petition. What is the stage of the matter?
22, no, 25
How do you say that?
CRPC.
102022 is the case number, right?
That was
So
1922.
22. What is the stage of the matter?
Lastly, before the Roorkee, she is residing in Meerut. Rental accommodation.
You have some pending cases under the DV Act and Hindu Marriage Act and Merit also. There are cases pending.
3
in
more
Meerut.
cases are there, my lord.
But-
All 4 cases were launched by her, my lord.
What
3
is
cases.
the stage of
But
the
my lord-
petition?
My lord, stage by
There-
the argument, my lord, on the interim, my lord. It's a,
Yes, herself.
Yes.
Not a case for transfer. You've seen his counter affidavit. We'll dismiss this.
nevertheless.
Mr. Attorney General.
After the retirement of Justice Bopanna, in a casual conversation, Justice Imakoli was asking me, you had something to say in Kannada language when Justice Bopanna retired. You must do justice by learning Punjabi and do something about Punjabi, you know, do my farewell speech. I tried to do that, but I thought it was a daunting task, and let me better choose my little Southern Indian English language to do justice to a farewell speech. But what comes to your mind is Probably I should have filed a writ petition here myself and asked the Chief Justice to say, enhance the age of retirement, at least the women judges in Supreme Court. I wish I could have done that. I'm sure a lot she would have ruled in my favor. But that apart, we have a long history which have gone together with the Delhi High Court. Mr. Sibal is here. We've seen the growth of the Honorable Judge in the bar and the bench. It's sometimes very difficult to even say something about the endearing qualities of a judge because you can't put them in such a narrow few words and capture such a large canvas of the life of a judge. That's what I feel today. And of course, in the evening, we'll try to do greater justice and not by bidding farewell, but saying that in a different way, you will continue to be part of our life. You have dedicated your entire life to the cause of justice, something very rare. And the bar stands in endearing honor of the great dedication you've done to the cause of justice.
Lord's bidding farewell to Justice Hima Kohli, my lord, is a really difficult task. We have always seen a very tough exterior, my lord, on the bench, but we have also seen a very soft heart, a human, compassionate feeling, my lord, off the bench and at times even on the bench. My lord, Niluji has been so integrated part of her ladyship that I was telling her that we feel that you are also retiring today, and that's our feeling. But none of you would retire. We will continuously remember you through your judgments and the very pleasant memories which I had. Lord, apart from, Lord, the justice which your ladyship has delivered through compassion wherever required, with tough exterior wherever it is required, your ladyship has also taken stand whenever it is required. And, my lord, we salute your ladyship for that. May your ladyship's third inning be very happy, healthy, contented, and satisfactory.
But as I endorse the sentiments expressed by the Attorney General and by the Solicitor General, and on behalf of the bar, I can say that this stint has been too short. I've been appearing before you in the High Court, and the one thing that's uniform, I always tell my colleagues, I said, when you go to the bench, when you go in a court, just first know what who your judge is, who you're appearing for. So when we go to your court and you're looking, your glasses are down at the bottom of the nose, and you're looking above, we know we're in trouble. But you have been the most pleasant judge that I have known. Never gets angry. You have a stern look, but an empathetic heart, and we know that about through your judgments. Nobody can finesse you. No, nobody can finesse you. Nobody can bowl a googly to you. We've seen that happen ever so often. And if it's a small advertisement, you also notice it. And so what I can say is that you were destined to be a judge. And the reason is simple. You worked with 3 seniors who all were judges, right? Sonanda Bandare, Sabarwalji, and later on, that's correct. So you have worked with those judges and you were destined to be a judge. Your grandfather, your father was a historian, but you've made history here. You're one of the 9 judges in a population of over 1 billion people was around this court. That is a salute itself to you and your merit. We'll remember you. Though you think it's a step down, actually it's a step up. Because you will be free to speak your mind. You will be free to things that you wanted to do all your life. And you have a partner in Nilu who will be with you all the time. And as lawyers at the bar, we'll always remember you.
Commentators have observed about Margaret Thatcher that she ruled with iron fist in a velvet glove. And it aptly sums up the entire judicial career of my lord. Economic offenders, anybody on the wrong side of the law, knew that their litigation journey is going to end here with justice to the other side. Milady has also taken care of that lonely woman working in the workplace and the innocent flat buyer. And this beautiful balance that you maintained has totally enriched our experience on this side, and surely this great court has been benefited. Have a great innings ahead and wish you the best of health and happiness from Skora.
Thank you.
Okay.
I can just add an anecdote. When your ladyship used to sit in the Delhi High Court, I used to send all of my women colleagues to with this one description that you should go and see how a woman judge should be sitting on a chair. We have never claimed you as a woman judge, but today that we say bye-bye to you in this role, your lordship, I just want to say that we are so proud of you being there, and you have been a light for all of us. Thank you.
Over the last, Mr. Attorney General, Mr. Solicitor General, Mr. Hon'ble, Mr. Nair, and all the members of the bar, over the last few days, both Sister Hima to me, and I have been comparing notes on something very important, and in the coffee lounge, and which is what have we been respectively doing to attend to back spasms in the lower back. So that's the first thing that we have been sharing over the last few days. And this morning she told me, I said, why don't you come to the Ayurvedic center which we have set up? So she said, well, my back spasm is going to disappear from tomorrow morning. And she said, well, I began my day today with a lot of time to read the morning newspaper, something which I have not had the luxury to do for the longest time. We had the group photograph this morning with Justice Hima Kohli, and there were, after the formal photograph is over, in the camaraderie that we all know as judges, there were different groups in the group photograph. So one of them was from the Campus Law Center, Delhi University, where I figured with her, so many others in the court. The second photograph was from Delhi. The third photograph was from Telangana. I was delighted because in each of them, Hima insisted that I should figure. There's a degree of acceptance which she gave me by calling me particularly by the shoulder and tugging me by the shoulder and saying that you must come and join in the photograph. We have with us a small but very, very dear family and friends. We have Nilu, whom we have all grown very attached to over the last several years, who is always there for all our events. We have Ritu Mahajan. He and Dr. Harsh Mahajan are very personal friends of Hima. We have, of course, Dr. Shama Gupta, who is the overall umbrella to keep us fit in our polyclinic. And we have Justice Nanda, the first woman judge from the Telangana High Court, who has come here especially from the bar to bid farewell and to be a part of the ceremonial bench. And of course, we have Sister Hima's law clerks who have steadfastly stood by her and who would be joining us again this evening. It's been a pleasure for me to sit with Justice Hima Kohli. We have exchanged closely knit judges on the bench. And Hima, you're not just a woman judge, but a judge who also happens to be a woman, but at the same time, you're a fierce protector of the right of women to have equal working conditions on and off the bench in the bar. Finally, the last thing which I'd like to share is that this morning, when all the other judges were assembled in the coffee lounge, the first five, we were all huddled together in my chamber to sort out something in the collegium, relatively routine issue. So there was a lot of speculation among the judges as to why the first five were not the coffee lounge. So Hima, in a characteristic style, said, well, they may be filling up my vacancy, which is going to arise. And I only hope, she said, there is a woman judge who is coming here in my place. Of course, I must share with you without telling you what it was, that you are not doing anything of the kind, because she's a judge until the last minute. And surely we can't do something like that so long as our dear sister continues to be on the bench. In fact, I've also invited her to be with us for the conference tomorrow, the National Conference of District Judges, which is a very big conference of 800 judges from all over the country. Very graciously agreed to participate in the conference. I'll now keep my powder dry for saying what I have to do in the evening at the SCBI event. But from the bench, Shima, we wish you all the best. We respect the way you handled yourself on the bench when your mother was not well. Never did you allow your work to suffer. You did your work with the same degree of strength of character. We've all had these issues in our lives, and we respect other people because we know what it means to have a member of the family who is not well. And I really respected the way you conducted yourself during those very crucial times and critical times. And I pray and hope that you are blessed with an abundance of good health and lots of time to do everything that is close to your heart. May I request Hima to say a few words?
Just that, I think when I started this innings in this court, it was, it's a matter of, should I say, serendipity, that I started with Chief's bench in 21. And I was so delighted that I was sitting with Chief and as a batchmate, as somebody I knew before from early days, as a college mate and all of that. And it made it easier to break into this court. But it was really not difficult because all of you made it easy for me. I felt at home, not because I was in Delhi, because it was the same set of lawyers, barring a few, who I knew, whether by name or by face. It was like coming home. So these 3 years have really been a very great learning experience with Chief, with all my other senior colleagues with whom I've worked. Each one has been so kind, and I think I'm blessed. Also, the fact that the bar is so warm, so affectionate, so considerate, and always ready with some help or the other if you move out of the system, which I'm finding now. There's so many of us, or you who have reached out to say, where are you shifting? What do you want to do? What's your plan of action? I think we are going to be your neighbors. So, you know, that makes you feel good. And so I can only thank you. And as Chief said, I'm not revealing all that I'm going to say to you at 4 o'clock. I'll keep it up my sleeve and share it with you. But many thanks for being there in my life. Thank you.
मेरा नाम मेरी शान, विस्टा प्रिंट।
Good morning, Namaskar, governors, deputy governors, board members and other senior officials from central banks, secretaries and senior officers from Government of India, distinguished speakers, panelists and other invitees, managing directors and CEOs of banks, financial institutions, non-banking financial companies, and payment system operators, executives from fintechs, IT companies, industry associations, my colleagues from the Reserve Bank, including the deputy governors, senior officials, and also officials from other subsidiaries of the Reserve Bank of India, ladies and gentlemen, we are celebrating the 90th year of the Reserve Bank of India in the current financial year. This global conference on digital public infrastructure and emerging technologies is among the marquee events that we are organizing to commemorate this significant milestone of the Reserve Bank of India's journey. It's my pleasure to extend a warm welcome to each one of you present here to this conference, which is being held in this beautiful and vibrant city of Bengaluru, a city which for many years now has been at the forefront of India's technology revolution. I would like to extend a special welcome to the esteemed participants who have joined us from many parts of the world. Thank you all for accepting our invitation and for being here. I sincerely hope that you will find the deliberations and interactions during the global conference enriching and also productive. The theme of this year's conference, Digital Public Infrastructure, that is DPI and Emerging Technologies, is timely and relevant. It will shape the future journey of almost all economies of the world. Over the last decade, the traditional banking system has undergone an unprecedented technological transformation. By all indications, this process is likely to become even more intense in the coming years. In my address today, I would like to highlight the important role that digital public infrastructure has played in India's digitalization process and its contribution to inclusivity in Indian society and the economy. India's experience provides an effective digitalization strategy for public authorities, including central banks. I would also like to touch upon certain key issues underpinning artificial intelligence systems and the use of digital public infrastructure in addressing the issues in cross-border payments. Let me first focus on the meaning and the overall positive impact of digital public infrastructure. Digital public infrastructure broadly refers to basic technology systems created mainly in the public sector that are openly available to users and also to other developers. DPIs, that is digital public infrastructures, are scalable and thus can support systems that operate on a population-wide scale. They are interoperable and therefore spur innovation by being accessible to innovators. They are also cost efficient by virtue of their economies of scale. These three advantages of scalability, interoperability, and cost efficiency hold the potential to accelerate financial inclusion and transform the lives of people by overcoming traditional barriers like physical distance, documentation, and transaction costs. It can be said that DPI has enabled India to achieve, in less than a decade, levels of financial inclusion that would have otherwise taken several decades or even more. DPI spurs market innovation by reducing transaction costs, democratizing access, maintaining competition through interoperability, and attracting private capital. DPI, that is digital public infrastructure, offers a path to effectively manage critical national infrastructure also. In times of crisis, as during the COVID-19 pandemic, India and a few other countries were able to leverage digital infrastructure for vaccination programs and targeted transfer payments. Notable examples of DPI in other countries include verifiable digital identity systems such as Colombia's Cedula Digital, Nigeria's National ID or bank verification numbers, the Philippines' PhilSys, Rwanda's digital identity system managed by their National Identity Agency, Saudi Arabia's Nafath Digital Identity Management Platform, Singapore's SingPass, and the United Arab Emirates Pass of the UAE, and similar other initiatives by several other countries. The G20 Digital Economic Working Group developed the Global DPI Repository, that is GDPIR, Global DPI Repository, which is a comprehensive resource hub, pooling essential lessons and expertise from G20 members and other participating countries. Its primary aim is to bridge the knowledge gap in the choices and methodologies required for the design, construction, deployment, and governance of DPIs. The final report of India's G20 Task Force on Digital Public Infrastructure was released on July 15 this year, which has, among other things, contributed to accelerate the acceptance of the definition and framework of DPI. This agenda will be taken forward for implementation during the subsequent presidencies of the G20. Let me now turn to India's experience with digital public infrastructure. India's DPI journey is a unique model wherein the basic technical infrastructure, that is the technological infrastructure, is built, operated and managed in the public sector, while the private sector accesses the DPI to create innovative customer-facing services and products. The advantage of developing DPI in the public sector is that typically the private sector would be averse to capital investment to create infrastructure with uncertain returns. Privately created infrastructure may not also be amenable to democratized access or interoperability. The unique approach of India is therefore conducive for designing services and products which are competitive in the open market. In the area of finance, systems that facilitate digital payments, digital money, digital identity, and digital processes are the key components of DPI. India has carefully crafted its DPI strategy by focusing on three critical dimensions: digital identity, bank accounts, and processing infrastructure. Aadhaar, which is India's biometric identity system, provides a single and portable proof of identity. Around 1.4 billion Aadhaar numbers have been generated for the residents of India, which is near universal for the entire Indian population. Similarly, access to banking systems for the unbanked segments has been enabled through what we call the Jan Dhan accounts, that is basic, which is broadly equivalent to basic savings bank deposit accounts. Under the Jan Dhan scheme, more than 500 million bank accounts have been opened for beneficiaries. With regard to processing infrastructure, basic connectivity has been ensured through availability of affordable mobile phones and internet. The number of mobile-based internet users in India currently stands at around 0.9 billion, that is as of May 2024, with mobile teledensity at 83%. Even in rural areas, the mobile teledensity is around 60%. The trinity of Jan Dhan accounts, Aadhaar and mobile phones, popularly known as the JAM Trinity, has provided the base DPI infrastructure which is being leveraged for multiple value-added services. Of 67% of the beneficiaries under the JAM Trinity initiative, the participation, 65% of the beneficiaries under the JAM Trinity initiative are essentially from rural areas, and over 55% of them are women. This clearly demonstrates the role of DPI in promoting inclusion. Another example of DPI in India is the Account Aggregator Framework, a regulatory initiative of the Reserve Bank of India. This framework facilitates consent-based sharing and aggregation of financial information of customers among eligible financial system participants in a secure, transparent, and efficient manner. It enables MSMEs in particular to access cash flow-based financing from lenders with minimal documentation. The Reserve Bank over the years has facilitated the development of robust systems in the country for both retail and wholesale payments by supporting the creation of digital infrastructure like the Infinet banking network, the SFMS messaging system, RTGS and NEFT payment systems. In fact, RTGS and NEFT payment systems are currently in India 24/7/365, and we launched this during the period of the COVID pandemic. The current ecosystem of digital payments in India offers a unique bouquet of simple, safe, and secure options for instant or quick transfer of funds, both large and small value for businesses as well as for individuals. Unified Payments Interface, or UPI, a real-time payment system, was launched in India in April 2016 by the National Payments Corporation, NPCI, and it has played a significant role in the growth of retail digital payments in India. NPCI itself was promoted by banks under the guidance of the Reserve Bank of India. While initial participants on the UPI platform were banks, non-bank third-party app providers and use of QR codes have all combined in popularizing the UPI. It has since emerged as a robust, cost-effective and portable retail payment system and is attracting active interest across the globe. Continuing on this journey of digitalization of banking services, last year we launched a pilot of a technology platform which enables frictionless credit. And this initiative is very important for all policymakers, for all authorities, whether they are from governments or central banks, or they are private banks or private financial companies. From this initiative which we launched last year, it's still in the pilot mode, and it's called, it's basically a technology platform for enabling frictionless credit. From now on, we proposed to call it the Unified Lending Interface. I repeat, the Unified Lending Interface, that is ULI. This platform facilitates seamless flow of digital information, including even land records of various states from multiple data service providers to lenders. This cuts down the time taken for credit appraisal, especially for smaller and rural borrowers. The ULI architecture has common and standardized APIs designed for a plug-and-play approach to ensure digital access to information from diverse sources. That is, information relevant to a lender for giving out a loan to a potential borrower. And the entire system is consent-based, that is based on the consent of the potential borrower. So the requirement of the data privacy is also fully protected. This entire platform and this initiative reduces the complexity of multiple technical integrations. It enables borrowers to get the benefit of seamless delivery of credit, quicker turnaround time without requiring extensive documentation. In sum, by digitizing access to customers' financial and non-financial data that otherwise resided in disparate silos, ULI, that is Unified Lending Interface, is expected to cater to large unmet demand for credit across various sectors, particularly for agricultural and MSME borrowers. Based on our experience from the pilot project, a nationwide launch